Hey, how's it going? So for today I thought I'd do 10 Vinegar Syndrome recommendations on Blu-ray and 4K, not exclusive to either format. They're either Blu-ray or 4K, but 10 recommendations. Got quite a few Vinegar Syndrome now, awesome label. They do absolutely astonishingly amazing packaging. Probably the masters of great packaging as far as boutique labels are concerned, but I think I picked out 10, yeah, what I would say are really stellar movies. Some of them absolutely amazing, but yeah, we'll go through these in a sec. Yeah, quite a big Vinegar Syndrome collector. I do wait for the sales because importing them can be quite dear, but I also do pick them up. You know, if something comes out but there's not a sale for say 6 months, I will purchase like a title if it's a must-have or I want to add it to my collection. So yeah, I picked out 10. We'll get started. There's a mix of like standard editions and like slipcover editions. This is more for the movie though, so I'm recommending movies they've released rather than the packaging. You will see some exquisite fancy packaging, but mainly for the movies. So no particular order, just 10 recommendations. Devil Times 5. This is a great sort of killer kid film set out in the snow at this retreat. These kids are on the prowl. They get taken in by the folk at the retreat, and yeah, they just start murdering people, and they're really nasty little people, as you can see there. Like great artwork on the cover. There's a look at the back. But this is an awesome release. I saw this film on Shudder years ago, and when Vinegar Syndrome announced it, I thought, yeah, I'll jump on that. So I picked it up. But yeah, good killer kid movie. Very solid. Gruesome kills. Yeah, good stuff, that one. And if you want to lighten the mood a little bit, they also have released Drop Dead Fred. I assume the standard is still available. I picked up the slipcover edition, but this is a fun movie. Rick Mayler's Drop Dead Fred. This woman's imaginary friend is just a crazy kook, and you know, he takes her on all kinds of adventures. You know, he's basically there to counter her kind of strict upbringing from her overbearing mother. Now he's getting involved in her romantic side of life and things like that, and things get a bit chaotic, and people start to tell her that she doesn't need Fred in her life, her imaginary friend, so she starts taking a pill which basically diminishes his existence. But yeah, Drop Dead Fred, if you want to lighten the mood, you know, good, very good comedy film. One from Troma here, and that's Mother's Day. This 4K looked very good, I thought. I was really happy to upgrade it. It's a fun slasher. It's a bit, you know, it's a bog standard slasher. These two brothers live with their absolutely insane mother in the middle of nowhere. Some young women go camping. A lot of women have been going missing around there, and people being killed. There's a good decapitation scene at the beginning as well, if you like your gore. But anyway, these women are kidnapped by them, and there's just some hilarious parts as well, like when the guys are training. Like the mother literally has them training in the yard, like, you know, going through an obstacle course and stuff, so they're ready to actually chase people and like take them down. But yeah, Mother's Day, good stuff. Especially on 4K, looked super. Here's a good thriller which VS have released, and that's the Candy Snatchers. Now, basically, it's a movie about a girl who's kidnapped. The crooks put up the ransom, and they start fighting amongst themselves and things like that. And it's not going quite to plan, but a really good, solid thriller. Really got kind of like grindhouse look to it. That's the Candy Snatchers. Yeah, really good. One I did pick because I think this is a fantastic counterpart to William Lustig who did it? I think he did Maniac. So if you've seen Maniac, I do have it here. This isn't part of the 10, by the way. I'm just showing it. So you got Maniac starring Joe Spinell. Well, he's also in this film that Vinegar Syndrome released. It's a little bit more lesser known than Maniac, but you have Joe Spinell in The Undertaker. Now, this is the perfect counterpart to, you know, if you've just finished watching Maniac, get Undertaker on. Basically, Joe Spinell plays an Undertaker. He's also murdering people on the side. He's got like a chamber in the funeral home where he keeps the bodies and things like that. But he's trying to cover it up all the time. And I think it's his nephew who's sort of following in his footsteps and working there. He starts to discover that his uncle isn't quite what he seemed. And Joe Spinell's trying to cover up the murders. You know, there's a couple of people snooping about. It's a bit grisly, a bit nasty. Yeah, The Undertaker, great accompanying piece to Maniac. Another one I was impressed with, and this was one of the first Vinegar Syndrome titles I actually purchased, and that's Fade to Black. crazy guy who basically wants to be in a film. He starts imitating movie stars and killing people dressed as his favourite characters from horror films. So, you know, there's a scene where he dresses up as Dracula, goes all vampiric, gets to the killing, and Frankenstein, and a number of others. That's a cover. But yeah, he also gains a love interest, but that doesn't go too well. But yeah, Fade to Black, good character piece. An adaptation here. This one's been done a few times. Obviously, you've got the Vincent Price original, but this is a reimagining of Edgar Allan Poe's The House of Usher. Now, it's not the Vincent Price one, it's this one. There you go, you got a steamy picture on the back. That's what you have there as well, same thing. But it stars Oliver Reed and Donald Pleasence, so if you can get those two in a movie, I mean, result. I mean, who doesn't want to watch Donald Pleasence and Oliver Reed in a film? They both ham it up, they're both wacky and crazy. Yeah, reimagining of The House of Usher, a bit of an 80s one. It's a bit more modern than, say, the Vincent Price one. It's got a little bit of a gothic aesthetic to it, like in the, you know, in the building and stuff, but like not as gothic as the original. But yeah, great fun adaptation. I mean, Oliver Reed and Donald Pleasence in one film, you can't complain. This was also a very good film. Not really a horror, but you could be mistaken by looking at the cover, and that's The Grave. This is basically about a lot of treasure and money that is buried in a tomb, and these guys who I think they've escaped from jail. Is it? Might be. Can't quite remember. I've not seen it for a while. But these guys basically are trying to find the treasure. They're trying to get rich quick, and they gotta go down into this tomb and retrieve the goods. But The Grave, very good thriller. Really good sort of like, yeah. Does well as a thriller. It's not a horror though. Got the Prophecy set here. Just a couple more to go. I'm going to pick out the first one. I did watch part 2. Didn't like it really. Apart from Christopher Walken, he was great as he was in the first film as Gabriel. Not watched number 3 yet. I think Walken's in all of them, but the first film's brilliant. Basically, this fallen angel, Gabriel, he hides an soul in a soul. Basically, he's after this some like ex-military bad, you know, like sort of evil, like ex-military guy's soul is what Gabriel is after. Somebody has placed it in a small girl. They've hid the sort of soul or the energy in her, and it's out set in the desert. Christopher Walken as Gabriel, he's, you know, going around trying to find this soul, and yeah, he uncovers that it's trapped in the little girl, and then the protagonists have got to do everything they can to ensure that he doesn't you know, get control of it and command this entity and give him more power. Basically, it's all about fallen angels. It's got some great scenes where it shows you the artwork of the fallen angels, you know, and things like that, with them on spikes, you know, bleeding and things like that. Really cool, like horrific imagery. But Christopher Walken does a top job in this. It's probably the best performance, one of the best performances I've, maybe as I said before, but it's one of his top performances, and he really suits being the villain. You know, he's quite like mean and foreboding and charismatic, but also kind of like fun to watch, you know, as he goes around trying to find this energy or this entity or soul or whatever's been hidden. He's trying to uncover that. But really good film, Prophecy. I really did enjoy the first one. Love the whole like desert location as well that the film's set. And finally, we'll finish on this one with this lovely set, and that's A Blade in the Dark. Lamberto Bava, I think that's Mario Bava's son, but this is a good sort of like horror giallo thriller style film. You know, starts off with quite an ambiguous, weird beginning of something that occurred in the past, which also is wrapped up nicely in the finale. But throughout the film, basically, there's a killer on the loose, and he's a bit of a strange one, and he's weird, and you'll see at the beginning, you know, how things play out. But yeah, there's films like it. I mean, this sort of twist has been done in a number of films, but A Blade in the Dark just does it so well. And I do love my Italian, like, sort of slashers or giallos, as you know. Just trying. But this set's amazing. I mean, you've even got this on the there. That's the slip cover inside the actual box. But Blade in the Dark, I do recommend it. It is from 1983. This has a couple of cuts of the film on it. Yeah, he's a composer. So you have this guy, Bruno. I'm just reading a few notes because I didn't make any. So Bruno, the composer, he's hired to write the score to a new horror film. The director, Sandra, suggests that he move into a spooky and secluded villa. So now I sort of remember. He goes to stay in a villa. There's a killer, someone trying to kill him. There's a weird killer on the loose. There's a reason for this person trying to murder the people in the film. But you'll see at the end, it all comes like, you know, it all comes together nicely in the climax of the film. But that's A Blade in the Dark. There's 10 Vinegar Syndrome recommendations anyway. I'm sure a lot of you have like seen them before, but I just thought I just fancied doing a quick video, so I thought I would. But yeah, such a good label, Vinegar Syndrome. Like, I have said this prior, but I'll say it again, it's probably the most fun you're going to have collecting movies, because you can get rubbish, you can get half decent films, you can get absolutely amazing movies. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes they do big releases where you get something like Congo or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, you know, well heard of stuff. And then other times you get these really obscure niche films that you've never heard of, all these sort of undiscovered, like, hidden slasher gems. But Vinegar Syndrome, absolutely top-notch label. They do the best packaging. I mean, look at this for the Prophecy. It's just so sturdy and nice. Love the diagonal boxes as well, the ones that open like that. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. There's 10 Vinegar Syndrome recommendations. I'll be back with some more videos later on in the week. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.